just as miserable. The whole purpose, Geshe used to say, that's the whole reason why people send people to school here in the West. Your hope is that Johnny, when you send him to first grade, that somewhere around, 20 years later, he'll be going to med school and be paying off your bills. Because you hope that he'll take certain seeds in his mind and they will ripen, into ching-ching, medical degree, or lawyer, or, to pay for your retirement. The city of Gandharvas that Master Nagarjuna is talking about, the city of Gandharvas is a city of these beings that when you get close on them, they dissolve, they disappear, kind of like a mirage, kind of like an onion. They have no substantial existence. And Master Nagarjuna is saying karma, its causes and effects are that way, just as like a city of Gandharvas. And what? In being an empty form, you are perfectly plausibly a mere appearance of dependent arising mere appearance, seeing an external reality that's a dependent arising mere appearance. Totally plausible according to Buddhism. You are dependent phenomena that is constantly changing. Master Nagarjuna is saying here that if karma, the way you think about it, having an inherent existence from its own side, holding in essence a good karma, a bad karma, exists in the way you thought about it, there'd be no reason to practice Dharma. There'd be no way of transcending impure karma. When a Buddha becomes an omniscient being, when he becomes a Buddha, they no longer collect karma like we do. They do causes, but their causes have been so purified that it no longer can be called karma, because karma generally implies having, I forget what they term a Buddha's karma that they collect after they achieve Buddhahood, but it's not like, it's no longer done with the ignorance. Collecting karma assumes that you're collecting it with this fundamental innate ignorance and grasping. If the self were the aggregates, it would be something that arises and ceases. If the self were something other than the aggregates, it would not have the aggregates' characteristics. I talked a little bit about this earlier. If yourself were the parts of you, they would change. You would have to number the selves as many parts. In the Buddhist view, it's 5 parts to you. So there'd have to be 5 selves. But if yourself were not the parts of you, then it would be something distinct and different. It would be something that would be crazy talk, because it would be something other than everything that you know you to be. But this is a concept that I've often had in my head, that I'm not the self, me, I'm not really the sum total of my parts. There's kind of like a driver, and that's myself. Nagarjuna says here, no, there's no inherently existent driver of the various parts of you. That thing would exist outside of you and have nothing in common with the various parts of you. It would have an inherent existence, and there would have no connection with the various parts of you. If the self were the aggregates in an inherent manner, that self would arise and cease with the weather. You get angry one day, you get sad one day. Who am I today? Mr. Angry? Who am I today? Mr. Sad? Are you the person that you were when you were a child? When I was a child, I used to love Dungeons and Dragons. Now I can't stand the thought of Dungeons and Dragons. Was I the Dungeons and Dragons lover, or now am I the Buddhism guy? Or, what Master Nagarjuna is saying here is that these aggregates are constantly changing. If the self were the aggregates, then you would be changing with the weather. You would be changing minute by minute, and that's not the case. Where is the self? Nominally, it's imputed, being forced on you by your past karma, as I said earlier. So there is a nominally existent self. It's being forced on you by your past karma, the conception of the projection, the mental projection of a self. But if you look for yourself amongst the various parts of you, you will not find it.